presidential election.
Led by you.
It's a mockery of American politics.
This is WSIC News Talk Now. The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live business radio show in North Carolina. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is unbelievable if you want to know the truth. We are coming to you live from Burner Cigar Studio. Burner Cigar is the home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Premium cigars, life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Brookdale Village and the Highway 16 in Denver. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. This is 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone, and you are listening to Local Biz Now. Let me prove to you, just in case there's somebody out there listening saying, nah, that ain't #1. Let me prove it to you. We've been doing this show live for over 10 years, 11 years, actually, if you want to know the truth. We have well over 850 small business owners and community leaders that we have interviewed over the years. We have well over, I don't even know how many YouTube videos we got. We got like 650, maybe more, videos on YouTube. And we're also live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, any kind of podcast or anywhere you want to get this information. It is digital. If you don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and also wherever you get your podcast. WSIC is on there as well. And this is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We have an exceptional show, not because my good friend Chris Villani is here, which we will discuss with him the same thing that we did last week. Keep him on track. But we also have somebody that's flown in all the way from Kansas City.
I can't believe they actually flew in for this.
That's right.
They flew in.
Because
now you know the big time.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Big time.
That's what to be here with us today, Chris.
Yeah.
We're going to keep that a secret. We're not going to say exactly who it is quite yet.
But it's pretty spectacular.
But we something special.
100%.
You're going to fly in for us.
I know. And I get to be, what I like about it is I get to be a part of this.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. So this is a really big
she likes to fly. She'll fly anywhere you want with her. She enjoys traveling.
I like traveling, too. So
all right, that was just a little tease. About 3 years ago, I hired a social media person to help us in social media because Julie got sick and tired of doing it. And we end up hiring our guest, which we will talk to her in the future. I mean, or later on today. But for now, drum roll, please. JoJo, do you even know how to do a drum roll? You don't know. He can't do no drum. Look at him. He get ready to say, no, I don't know no drum roll. You're going to, how about a clap? Can you get him a...
Nice.
Does that work?
That
Good
was
job.
Joe's drum roll. Let me introduce you to that wonderful drum roll that Joe gave. Chris Villani. He is the founder of Rise to the Super Athlete. He is an exceptional individual who will help good people become great, specializing mostly in athletics, but you do some business as well.
Yeah.
Refresh everybody's memory exactly what your area of expertise is with Rise of a Super Athlete.
Absolutely. So Rise of the Super Athlete is a company that I have where I work with athletes to take themselves to good to great. And how I do it is I want to make sure that people can design from the ground up who they are to where they want to go and have fun in the process.
So we met. I'm starting to show my age, right? Like 7, 8 years ago.
Show my age too.
Yeah. Oh, Julie is just for all of you that want to know. Everybody needs a Julie.
Yes.
8 years.
And Julie is in the studio.
Yes, she is.
Just so you know, she don't want to be on the camera, but she is aggravating me through the audio so I can hear her. So she's gonna be correcting me.
She's like that.
She's gonna be correcting me through the entire show, just like my wife. It's painful. Painful. She was correcting me through Facebook normally, but today she's in studio. So it is 8 years, Chris, that
8 years.
you are. Julie counted. You are the one person that has been here more and co-hosts more than any other guest that I've had.
I love it. It's a great.
We
show.
ought to get you like some kind of like trophy or
I know.
something.
And like a medal. If you can make it look like the Olympic medal, that would be really good.
Medal. Chris wants
in
a
the
medal.
Vills. Something about the Vills. You know, #1 talk show in the Vills. Everything else.
Chris
like
wants
that.
a medal
Yeah.
that says favorite co-host in all the Vills.
That's right.
That's what he wants.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we met.
Yes.
And one of the things you and I talked about, and I bring this up all the time, is you looked at me and said, what does Joe 2.0 look like?
Yeah.
And that was years ago.
Yes.
And I still think about that.
Yes.
Like the statement was such a really good statement that allows anybody to ask themselves, if I want tomorrow to be better, if I want to be better tomorrow, what would that look like?
Yeah.
And the 2.0 doesn't mean you're starting over.
Nope.
It means you're
Not
kind of
at all.
adding to. And I just really like that.
Yeah.
Where did you get that? Did you make that up for Joe? Or is that something you've had around on the shelf and just pulled it down for me?
It's something I kind of came up with, but I think it's probably been used before. How I usually look at it is when people can see like the next version of something, they always see it as an improvement upon. It doesn't mean you're erasing the past or anything. So a lot of times people will go, if I can just erase the past. The challenge with that is it took the past to get you to where you are now. And if you want to get really esoteric, if you didn't have the past, you wouldn't be able to grow in the future. So what it allows for is, okay, taking everything I've learned now, up to now, and I look at where I want to go. How would I want to be different? How would this person look like? What would I do? What would I notice? And what would I be grateful for? The biggest thing I can say when I work with clients, it's everyone will always put stock in everything that's not right in their life. What's not working? What's not happening? I'm too tall, too short. The coaches don't like me. If I'm working with athletes, teams don't like me. Julie aggravates me. We can do that.
Joe is a pain in my gaga.
Right. But here's what happens. If I ask them what's good in their life, they couldn't write down more than 3 things. That's right. And that sucks. So if you're going to fight for your limitations, you better fight for what's working for your life. And there is a lot. So what I always like to say is what's good in your life now. And here's the thing. This is where you get an opportunity to become a co-author in life and not one that's subject to life. And life's undefeated, so we know where that's going to go. But it doesn't mean you have to sit back and take it. It does let you know that I've got this opportunity to make this one moment different. And what we can do there is stack upon that and leave your kind of like your brand, your signature, your imprint on life, no matter where you are. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, whatever. But it's something where you can make it your own. And that's the best part.
Let's take a break.
Yep.
We come back. You're going to teach us something.
I am. Absolutely.
You are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We will be right back.
Call now to speak with Joe Vagnone at 844-CDO4. It's Local Biz Now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. This is Local Biz Now, where say it, Chris, say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at WSIC. I'm here with Chris Villani. He is the founder of Rise of the Super Athlete. You cannot be a co-host without delivering some quality information. Right. What are you going to provide us with today, my friend?
So today I've got a jewel. We're going to talk about goal creation and pursuit of that goal. And we're going to do it in 3 easy steps. Okay, so Are you with me here? We're going to do 1, 2, 3. But we're going to start out why this is important. So when everyone talks about goal creation, we talk about pursuit of a goal. Usually it's something for most people New Year's Eve, it's all that New Year's resolution. Typically, people are always like, I need to do a New Year's resolution or something like that. But if you're a high performer like you and I and people in business,
I was going to say,
definitely for athletes, we can't wait.
Right.
Because you need to know,
wake up
you
on
need to
Tuesday
be quick.
and say, I think today's the day I'm going to start.
Right. You need to figure it out now, and then you need to kind of go along the way.
Right.
You can't wait I'll wait till next year. That's not a good goal. So here's why we want to talk about goal creation and why it's important. First reason, it gives you a long-term vision and short-term motivation. And the reason that is important, we just talked about, of course, just before the break, we talked about what, like Joe 2.0, how would he look at life differently? Well, this goal, what it does is it gives you, when I get up in the morning, I may not feel good. I may not be good. Life may be really tough, but I know what I've got to do next. Why? Because I know where I'm going.
And let me tell you what it does for me. For me, it makes choices easier.
Yes.
Decisions easier.
Yes.
And I'm not as stressed.
Yes.
I might not like how I
That's
feel
right.
or what I have to
That's
do, but I know the direction I have to go.
Right.
So if I haven't made that decision, then everything gets confusing.
Absolutely.
Everything gets more difficult and everything gets more stressful. So just setting the path makes life easy in itself. So I cannot stress enough to people to hear that clearly, right? If you've got stress in your life, I almost promise you have no goals.
Well, here's the thing about it.
Just the goal alone makes you kind of, even when bad stuff comes, you kind of know how to address it because you know the direction you want to be going.
Well, here's the thing about it. It doesn't mean you won't have stress, but you'll know how to use it better. There's a difference. There's a stress of like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do next, what's happening. Or there's a stress of, there's all this stuff I've got to do, but I know if I knock out 1, 2, or 3 of these things, I'm heading the direction I want to go. That means when you go to bed at night, you go to bed successful, even if it was a bad day.
Right.
And this is what we're really trying to do is how do you make sure that every day you go to bed winning? Even if it sucked, you're like, I did this, at least I got this done.
So, Chris, you should know
that
it is painful because behind you is the board operator window, and JoJo and Julie are having a blast in that operating room. You understand that, don't you?
Look, we were just talking about stress.
There we go.
And it seems like
what really it don't have a darn thing to do with goals.
It's you. It's you.
I'm the stress.
Wow. It's the good kind of stress, though. It's the good kind of stress.
Julie and JoJo are having too good of a time back there, Chris. And okay, that was number one.
So that's not number one yet.
2.
This is the why. We're still at the why. We haven't got to number one yet. We need to know why we're going to go after this.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. So, and here's the other part of the why. It also gives you clarity to both what you need to be focused on now and also what you don't need to do. So again, we talked about why you need to do it, get clarity of what it is, how to handle stress. But what it does is it allows you to go, okay, for me to move forward, I can focus on these things and ignore the rest. And most people focus on the rest. This is what separates it. So the number one thing is, what is the goal that you are after? Okay, so we need to get clear about what this goal is. When you look at the goal, be able to define, I want X. Okay. The second thing you want to do within step number one still is clarify when. Is there a date do you want this to happen? Okay, that's the part of that right there. As you're on the journey to that goal, another part of it is what are the milestones along the way? Just as if you and I were to get in a car and take a car out to Los Angeles, for example, we would know the outcome of that goal. When we get there, we know, hey, we're going to jump in the Pacific Ocean because we want to jump in the water. The milestones, part of that would be is, hey, look, we get in the car and we drive out of the parking lot. That would be at least a milestone. Then you have mile markers and going to different states. That's kind of where that part goes to.
So for a guy like me, it would be, I want to lose 20 pounds.
Yes.
And I want to do it in 4 months.
Yes.
So now I just want 5
We got to reverse engineer everything.
A month, right?
We could reverse engineer that. See, 20 pounds still seems like it's a lot. But if you go back to a daily action, this is where we're going to go to.
Now 5 pounds a month.
Yeah.
If I eat a couple less Twinkies,
there we go.
I might get there.
Absolutely. So here's the other part of the very first part, which is, again, what is the goal you're after? Is what resources do you need to achieve this goal? This is where you get to think about and become an architect. This is where you get to start designing that part of your life of, when I talk about my business, when I work with athletes, it's just like, okay, let's not just take life and, hope it shows up. We're going to actually sit down and figure out what it is. What do we really need? What are resources?
And in my son's case, he's lifting weights and Dad, I need this belt.
Yep.
You know, there's something I need for my knee brace.
Absolutely.
Like once you get to a certain level, whether I'm there or not,
Yes.
I'm going to need those things.
Absolutely.
And so
now you
starting to
know.
plan
Now you're
those
starting
things-
to absolutely.
Right.
And here's the other part. Find some role models, coaches, people in your life that you can get answers from, learn from, do whatever. So that's the very first part. The second part of this is what is the why? And this is the most important part of the goal. Why? Because if you set a big goal, and I hope you are, and the people, again, I work with are mostly athletes and some business people out there, have a huge why. The challenge with when you set a big goal up is that's what frustrates everybody. In fact, we know that is the big stopper of why New Year's resolutions fail. It's because the goal seems too big. They try it once or twice, and they're like, well, I guess it's not for me, or I can't do this. So write down, why do you want this goal? What is important about it? And here's the other part. When you're writing this down, I want you to do, what happens if I don't do this goal? What are the stakes of this goal? I want you to kind of consider that. So a lot of people are like, well, if I get this goal, I'll do this, I'll lose weight, I'll be, a Division I champion, I'll have all this stuff. But what are the stakes if I don't do this? What's really emotionally, what are the other costs involved? Who are you going to be letting down? Who are you going to be letting yourself down?
Right.
Figure out what those are going to be, because those are things that are going to actually help you move
Oh,
forward.
admitting that you're letting yourself down.
100%. Yes.
That's bad.
Yes. Yep. And why do you have to make this goal happen? So the stakes are probably really important. About the stakes are, if I don't do this, I'm never going to know. Maybe I could have, maybe I won't. No, there's no guarantee in life. But if you don't do it, now you're always going, I wish I maybe could have possibly.
Right.
I have no idea. But if you do it and you go after it, at least you're like, now I know. And when you know, it's in this situation, when you're going after something big, you learn. And when you learn, you have more possibilities, more resources. And here's the cool thing about it. You're showing other people how to learn too. And when you help other people learn with you, they're going to help you grow. Now you're bringing in more of the resources, more of the people. That goes back to step one. Step three, of course, is just taking action.
And other people really matters. I can remember when I was getting started losing weight, I was at the K&W cafeteria. Oh, they got those delicious pies right there. Oh, that delicious. I remember calling you saying, Chris, I sure would like some of that pie.
Right.
So having somebody to talk about that with really mattered. Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, right.
This is where you have those other people, those coaches are out there to help you out. And of course, there's a relationship that you have to have, a respect for yourself and other people around you. And what you're going to do, discipline there.
And just so you know, the people out there, when I called him, Chris said, Joe, I want you to smile and walk right by that pie.
That's right. And that comes down to this next part. So step 3 on this is take action now. And what I love about this one, the very first part of it is, what's your next smallest step? Don't get overwhelmed in the big thing. Like a lot of people look at their to-do list and go, oh, I've got 13 things to do. I don't even know how I'm going to get 2 of them done. The next smallest thing is, for me, just get out of bed. Maybe to make my coffee, maybe to do something so you know you're making progress forward. Once you get there, then you ask yourself a question. Again, what is my next smallest step? The other part of this is feedback is the breakfast of champions. So as you're pursuing that goal and you just go through for the week or so, find out what have you learned? What have you got? What's happening? Adjust with the feedback that you have. And that comes down
so
to...
that comes to a measurement of some
It does.
sort.
And maybe I worked out 5 days this week, and maybe I was a level 4 or 5 in emotion to doing it. Knowing where you're at emotionally when you do something is important. So name the emotion. I worked out today and it just sucked. That's fine. Tomorrow when I work out, I want to be a level 8, but I want to feel great. And the reason you want to give something a target is because your mind will always look how to get to that target. If you don't have a target, you don't have a goal. And when I'm working with athletes, I always tell them, I want you to have a daily target, emotionally, physically, whatever it is that you can do. So that way your mind knows, if I'm off course, I'm on course. You and I would not get in a car and hope to get to LA. It would be absurd. But yet most people, when they go after things in their life, they don't do it. They just go, well, I'm going to get in the car and just drive, and they hope it shows up.
Right.
Again, feedback, embrace it. And here's a cool extra that I put in here. I call it the extras, and I call it auditing the goal. And what I mean by that is I want you to make a habit of auditing the goal. That means every week or every month or at least every 3 months. But you need to go back and find out what's been going on, the feedback that you're learning, the different lessons that you're getting, what is working, what is not working. It allows you to make directions, adjustments, and changes. Again, you and I are heading to LA, but we see a sign you're entering, you're 30 miles from New York. We know we went the wrong way and we didn't allow for feedback. Right. So feedback is the breakfast of champions here. And I do have one extra is what I call it. It's, who do you have to become to make this goal happen? Mike Tyson became Iron Mike. Kobe Bryant became Black Mamba. Who do you have to become to make this goal happen? Here's another part of that. I want you to give it a theme or a chapter. Give yourself, in this life is I'm a rising phoenix, or this is the chapter where I'm beginning, or I'm learning. It's almost like a Star Wars type of movie where you can be the hero of the journey, knowing what you're going after. You can name the villains, add the guides, be playful with it, be adventurous like Indiana Jones, and then really go after it and have fun.
So all of this is something that you can give them help with. Where can they get you at, buddy?
Well, the best place is, of course, you can give me a call at 704-574-9443, or, of course, go to riseofthesuperathlete.com.
Rise of the Super Athlete. You are listening to Local Biz Now, where, say it.
Your business matters.
Yeah, we'll be right back.